Good morning. We're continuing in the second quarterly, Illusions, Images, and Symbols, How to Study Bible Prophecy. Today is April 30th, Wednesday, April 30th. The title of this one is Between Land and Sea. The land and sea imagery in the Bible, especially for prophecy, can be very instructive. Consider the case of the symbols of land and sea in Bible prophecy, which are contrasted sharply. Symbolically, when earth and sea are juxtaposed, earth often represents the ordered world, or even the land of Israel, while the sea refers to Gentile nations that menace it being the earth or Israel, as the sea menaces the land. And that was Beatrice S. Neal, Sealed Saints and the Tribulation. Symptoms on Revelation, Book 1. This, page 260. In this thinking, land is a place of stability, established on the government of God. Sea represents the unstable turmoil of nations, established on human pride. Felt like someone bumped me. With the idea expressed above as the background, read Revelation 12, 15, and 16, and Revelation 13, 1 and 11. All right, Revelation 12, 15, and 16. So the serpent spewed water out of his mouth like a flood after the woman, that he might cause her to be carried away by the flood. But the earth helped the woman, and the earth opened its mouth and swallowed up the flood, which the dragon had spewed out of its mouth. And Revelation 13, 1 and 11. Then I stood on the sand of the sea, and I saw a beast rising up out of the sea, having 7 heads and 10 horns, and on its horns 10 crowns, and on its heads a blasphemous name. 11. Then I saw another beast coming up out of the earth, and he had 2 horns like a lamb, and spoke like a dragon. Notice that the dragon uses water to persecute the woman, the church. As we have seen in prophecy, water often symbolizes worldly governments and the turmoil and chaos that often attends them. Hence, we can see how Satan was able to use the masses, prodded by their leaders, to persecute God's people through much of church history. Also, Seventh-day Adventists have understood Revelation 12:16 to refer to the migration of persecuted believers to the New World. If our understanding of land and sea is correct, what does this say about the founding of the American Republic? That it started off good, but it'll end off pagan, which it's basically doing. It started off with seemingly religious liberty. At first, there was some religious persecution, but then Roger Williams founded the town of Providence, or the city of Providence in Rhode Island, and he said that he was actually the model of religious liberty that the Constitution, the framers of the Constitution, modeled it after. It's like the 10 Commandments. We need to follow the first 4, but the government should never tell us how to follow the first 4. But if a government does not enforce the last 6, then that's a problem government. And right now, it's not enforcing the last 6. Let's see, where was I? Could we consider it to be the truth in the same way that the Promised Land was a place set aside for God's people? Could this be why the land beast first appears to be lamb-like? Though America has never been the new Israel, as some of its early founders liked to see it, for a long time it has been a land of religious freedom for millions of the world's religiously oppressed. Unfortunately, this lamb-like beast will one day speak like a dragon. The United States, so long a beacon of religious freedom for the persecuted, will become the dominant religious persecutor. This is another example of what happens when humanity chose to rule itself instead of being ruled by God. Yeah, there's no discussion question for the day, and that's that is what we believe as part of prophecy. And I love the United States. You know, I'm a proud patriot. I'm a proud American. But you can't go against Bible prophecy. It's going to happen. Well, it says in the Bible, the fool says in the heart there is no God. Well, right now, we've chased God out of the public school system. And was it Ben Franklin or was it Abraham Lincoln who said, the philosophy of the schoolroom in one generation will be the philosophy of government in the next. And we've allowed God to be chased out of the schoolroom. So the philosophy of the schoolroom is there is no God. Now we're reaping the seeds of what that has brought forth. We need to go back to God. We need to get back to the Bible. All right. Thank you for listening. See you tomorrow.